Hey, folks, I'm live here. This is going to be real quick. Nobody's even on yet, but I'm just going to roll right into it here. When you jump on, please do tell me where you're from. Please do smash that subscribe as you come in. It is being streamed to both channels. We'll throw that up. There we go. And I've got, I tell you, folks, there's so much fodder out there for news these days. This is ridiculous. Okay. There's multiple things about this report that are ridiculous. Okay. Please do smash that like. Show us around. And, maybe you want to wait till you know what it's all about. Okay. I see about 90 folks on now. So between the two channels. So I'm really excited to share this report with you just because it's complete nonsense. Okay. This is absolute junk. This is what reminds me. Okay. So you guys all know the big game in pro sports, how they, have millionaire players and billionaire owners, and their answer is to tax us, the general public, the plebs, and they can pay for the playgrounds that they play in and the businesses they run. Now, the NFL is making plenty of money. We're talking billions of dollars, okay? Even with all the people leaving them, they're still making all kinds of money, folks. Merchandising, licensing, all this stuff, and yet we're supposed to pay for their stadiums through them fleecing us for tax dollars. Do you get it? Okay, it really sucks, okay? But now, look at this. Big tech is jumping on the bandwagon. Now, this has always happened, of course. Businesses are supposedly capitalist ventures, but then at the end of the day, they always want to get the tax dollars, right? And so then they take those tax dollars, and I got to do something here really quick on the settings here. Hold on one second here, folks. Anyways, so then, places like Amazon that are getting big tax favoritism and handouts to do their nonsense. It's just complete garbage. Okay. And I'm just trying to, good night, my internet again. I hope this doesn't give me any problems today because it's irritating to me. Okay. It's, I don't know. Maybe that's, people go, oh no, it's the deep state trying to shut you down, Neil. I don't think it's that, but anyhow, for what it's worth, it's not that, and whatnot. But why won't this move out of my way now? Okay, so anyhow, but especially big business, they are so in the tank for getting government funds and tax dollars, whether it's sports teams, whether it's Amazon, whatever it is. But now I've got this report actually focusing on Google and Facebook. Okay, so hey, it's Bones Mama. Hey, good to see you. Everybody chime in real quick with where you're from. Just let this build just a touch, and then I'm just jumping into it here. We're about 3 minutes in, but imagine, I can't read that, Nathaniel. It's pretty bad out there. Good to see Matt on. Great to see all you on. Pennsylvania, we've got in the house. I have not watched professional sports, and we actually used to like to watch a little bit of football, and we kind of liked Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. My dad was from Wisconsin, and my kids, actually, just a quick sweet story, we'll get into the news. My dad passed away from cancer. This was back in 2009. 2009, my dad passed away from cancer. It was lung cancer. Don't smoke, folks. Just don't do it. It's terrible. It's terrible to see him go that way. Anyways, and I miss him. But the thing is that he was from Wisconsin, and so he was a Packer guy, and he had a couple hats for his cancer hats. And my boys, when my dad passed away, asked if they could wear my dad's hats, and of course, I said, well, yeah, and I think Grandpa Larry would really like that. And then they became Packers fans, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. So that was kind of what happened there. So anyways, that's my little story, but I don't even watch it anymore. I can't take it. Okay. Keating, I'm throwing that up for you. Thank you. It's a good one. So anyways, please do hit the like, please do share this. I'm going to get right into the report now. I'm going to add this, hopefully this, My internet works better than it did last time, so I can show you this. Now, there's two things here about this report. One, parts of it are really kind of BSy, and yeah, it's you just watch, and then we'll mock part of it, and we'll have some fun here. Okay, that's not that one; it's this one. Okay, so. Who will pay to protect? This is out of NPR, folks. It's going to be good. Who will pay to protect tech giants from rising seas? So here we go. This is assuming that there's rising seas. Sorry, I had to put some of this on. I got my sunburned lips here. Coastal cities need billions. Okay, it goes on further in this report. It says trillions to build defenses against sea level rise. Tensions are growing over where that funding will come from, taxpayers or private companies with waterfront property. Okay. Oh, this report. This is so in the heart of Silicon Valley. The world's biggest tech companies are expanding their headquarters on the edges of San Francisco Bay. There it is. Here's Google. 70 properties in the past 5 years, $3 billion. Okay. Farther north, Facebook has acquired properties now worth more than $2.5 billion in the last decade. The company has built state-of-the-art campus by world-renowned architect Frank, whatever his name is there. Nearby, some of the few low-income communities are also vulnerable to flooding. East Palo Alto, Bellhaven. In just a few decades, sea levels could rise almost 2 feet. It's like Al Gore stat, folks. It's happening. Okay. Flooding the area if a major storm hits. Folks, this thing's going to get really amazing here as we go on, because you're going to see how ironic this all is, okay? Map shows 1.7 feet of sea level rise plus a 20-year storm event with no additional shoreline protection. Okay, so this is assuming that happens, folks. Okay, all right, it gets better. By the end of this century, the risk is even greater. Map shows 4.9 feet of sea level rise plus a 20-year storm event with no additional shoreline protection. Oh my gosh. Okay. But this is, Google's campus is at risk too. I know you all feel bad for them, probably want to send them some money, I know, to help them out, right? Local governments are planning to build massive levee projects to hold the water back, costing hundreds of millions of dollars. The price is more than they can afford. What's certain, folks? The water is coming. Okay, really? Are we certain? Okay, only because of your models, you're certain. Okay, we've been through how many ice ages? Okay, I could go on. In the 70s, okay, folks, I just quick history on the environmental movement in the 70s. We were all running out of oil. Okay, it was oil embargo. We were depleting more oil. Smash that like if you would, please. I just love watching this thing climb. Anyways, the oil embargo. Then it was global cooling, right? Because we were entering the next ice age at that time, and then it went from there to the acid rain, and then to the hole in the ozone layer, and then to now global warming. Okay, that's the progression of it. I just want you to know. Okay, what's not certain? Who should pay for it? Okay, the entrance, blah, blah, fake book. Okay, the rest of the campus is bordered by something less eye-catching, a 9-foot-tall earthen berm. It's the barrier that protects Facebook's East Campus, 1 million square feet of office space on land that juts into San Francisco Bay. Some people refer to them as levees, but they're really just mounds of dirt, said Kevin Murray, senior project manager. See, he's trying to go, hey, they're just mounds of dirt. We need some more stuff. Okay. Facebook Shoreline Campus, along with surrounding roads, home businesses, depends on the levees that were never designed to protect people. In the 1940s, salt-making companies mounted up mud to form large ponds where bay water evaporated, leaving behind crystalline salt. Over the years, government agencies have maintained the levees, but the whole region is considered a flood zone. So wait now, folks, look at that. So what we should be doing is opening these levees up. I mean, if we're true environmentalists here, maybe just tell them to get the heck out of Dodge. Over the years, but the whole region is considered, because the levees weren't constructed to meet safety standards, okay? We know that structures that are providing flood barrier now are not adequate and are subject to failure. Okay, so you can kind of see like maybe a Hurricane Katrina type of thing. Climate change is only increasing that risk. See, folks, one thing you need to know about how they write climate change is they write it as fact so that you accept it as such, even though it really truly is a theory. Okay, It's almost risen 8 inches in the past century. By 2050, the bay is expected to rise between 0.9 feet to 1.9 feet, depending upon how much more greenhouse gas pollutions humans emit. Okay, by the end of the century, the water could be as much as 5 feet higher or more if emissions don't fall. Again, I believe in climate change. It's cyclical climate change, okay? Coastal cities grapple with fair share. So here it is, folks. Here it is. Fair share. Like Facebook's campus, billions of dollars in new coastal development is on land that will inevitably become ocean in a hotter climate. Many projects were built even after those risks were well understood. So the people that most believe in this, some of these companies, built in spite of the fact of what they believe would happen, is certainly going to happen. So now they have to spend. It's going to be, look here, folks, trillions of dollars, in my opinion, just in the United States, says Mark LaBelle, professor of environmental science and policy at the University of California, Davis. Even if you add it up, that's all the state and federal money that's out there. It doesn't pay that price tag. Okay, it's another setup, folks, to bankrupt us even more of trillions of dollars. I want you to just see where this all goes in their mind. As a result, many cities are considering raises taxing. Okay, so can you imagine in California getting a greater tax bill as a citizen? Okay, it's a heavy lift in most communities, and it inevitably raises questions about who should contribute to protecting against rising sea levels. Should all residents pay, or should more of the cost be shouldered by private landowners on the shoreline who would benefit the most, and in some cases, knowingly put themselves at risk? But do they care? No. They want us to bail them out of an event that hasn't even happened, okay? You guys realize this. This is an event that their future, they're projecting, and they're saying this is going to happen. And so, therefore, we need to bail them out, okay? Here, I missed all these comments. I just want to go back and see what's going on here real quick. Okay. Let's see. All right. Then, okay, so weighing these questions, local governments are in the uncharted territory of climate change accountability. Everyone has differing ideas of what's fair. Is fair share based on how much risk you're facing, SAR Siders, assistant professor at the University of Delaware's Disaster Research Center? Is it based on your ability to pay? This is a problem because there's no scientific answer. This is ethics. This is personal values. Oh my gosh, the gobbledygook, okay? Flood risk, here's what's interesting. Flood risk was clear when Facebook first moved in. Now, so even if we're not talking about rising sea levels, we still could be talking about some other weather event, and they knew. So who should pay, folks? Now, here's where it gets crazy. In 2016, Facebook began a second expansion, also designed by Gura, and of course, it's this very well environmentally done thing. Okay, with almost 1 million square feet of space, altogether, the properties are valued at more than $2.5 billion, according to recent tech. And they're still expanding, folks. Even with people jumping off, they're expanding worldwide. They are growing, folks. I hate to give you bad news. To build both expansions, Facebook needed approval from the city in 2011 and 2016, which required environmental analysis of the projects. Consulting firms paid for by Facebook issued the environmental assessments, and they highlighted the risk of being on the water. The entire site is subject to tidal flooding from the bay, the 2011 report reads, and could be inundated with a sea level rise of 16 inches, which might be expected to occur mid-century. The 2016 report notes that Facebook's campus is particularly vulnerable to sea level rise, which would dramatically increase the risk of flooding. The community noticed the warnings. Please explain how Facebook is planning to improve existing levees and flood protection system. They never did. They offered, their solution was the first floor of its new buildings would be elevated by 12 feet, keeping it dry in a flood. Okay, but that wouldn't protect the surrounding area, the environmental analysis said, since the parking areas and roadways, including underground parking areas, would be inundated. Wouldn't the environmentalists at Facebook be concerned about that, folks? Yes, hard surfaces being covered by water and environmental pollution and runoff, but no, are they? No, they just keep building, okay? Folks, the whole movement is a sham, okay? If you have not figured this out about this movement, it is a sham. It is a for-profit industry. It is dollars, like the windmills that can't handle the power grid, okay? Like they're flying around in private jets to all these things to talk about, oh my gosh, environment, okay? But here's what's interesting. Work is already underway. The old salt ponds outside of Facebook's campus, some still coated in white mineral crust, are being restored to the marshes they once were. Plants and tidal channels will create vital habitat for migratory birds and other animals, part of an effort to bring back 15,000 acres of wetlands through South Bay Salt Pond restoration projects. and they protect shoreline from flooding. So obviously that is a thing that, they could do. I mean, it would be good. Okay. You can think of it as a sponge, of course. Functioning marsh, yes, will cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Funding has come so far from federal, state, and local sources, but raising money continues to be. So several years ago, the restoration project started conversations with the tech companies on their doorstep, such as Facebook. You would think they'd be excited about this due to their environmental leanings, would you not, folks? They're such a socially responsible company. We were always well received, says John Bourgeois, who led the restoration project at the time. But then we tried to translate that into more direct funding supporter partnerships. That's where things started getting more complicated. Facebook declined to contribute to the marsh restoration work. To offset the impact of a footbridge it's building on a salt pond land, the company is paying for several public trail improvements. Now, another crucial and costly effort is getting a 16-foot tall levee that will wrap around the shoreline, the Safer Bay Project as it's known. Folks, California is in trouble, okay? This is, floods have hit all kinds of areas, especially coastal areas, okay? The federal government preliminary awarded $50 million. Hundreds of other communities were denied funding, okay? This is, I've got to get going, but I had to get this out, folks. The duplicity, the intellectual dishonesty, the complete crap of all this is just more than I can bear. Hey, somebody did a super chat here. I got to put this up. Oh, you can look for Dave. Just look him up on Telegram, Carl. Dave Jose is on Telegram under Dave Jose. So you're just going to have to look him up there. I can't give you his personal contact information, but he is active on Telegram, and you can reach out to him there. So I wanted to get that out real quick. Is there anything else I had to respond to? All right. So that's that, folks. You folks are great. I love you. My son and daughter-in-law with the grandbaby in the tummy just got here, and I want to go see him. So that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, it's a complete joke. The whole thing is a complete joke. But I love you people. You are fantastic. Thank you there for the super chat. And reach out to Dave Jose on Telegram. All right. Y'all are the best. And I have to know one thing. Debs with the B. Are you from Debs, Minnesota? Because that's where I grew up, and it's only 8 or 9 people. This would be really interesting to me. I mean, because it's not Deb, it's Debs. So I just comment real quick. Let me know. And then I've got to go. But thank you so much. Please do look down below to all the other links. I will get those posted. I am sorry I did not get those posted at the beginning. Oh, no, they're there. They're there. All the links are there, folks. Do subscribe. Please take a moment right now before you leave and go subscribe on the other platforms, okay? It would mean a lot to me, and I want to stay in touch with you all. Know you're in California. All right. Well, thanks so much, folks. Peace out. Have a great day. You're awesome people.